All right, I am recording, pretty woman. How are you doing?
Good, good. A long time no see.
I know I haven't seen you for a long time.
Uh-huh.
It's ridiculous.
Too long.
How long
When
has it
you to
been?
LA again?
What'd you say? I don't know when I'm coming to LA next. I come in, but they're for very short, like, amounts of time now.
Right.
Like, and then I have to schedule things in the morning or at night. But I move from city to city. It wasn't like before when we'd hang out where I was there for, say, 3, 4 days,
Right.
which I miss those days the most. Because
I
if I
know we go to all these Hollywood events. That was fun time.
I know. And we would, I hung out with you probably more than anyone in LA, you or Jerome, my buddy Walter. But I'd go to more places with you, I think, than anyone, really.
Yeah, that was fun. You really opened up the door to see all these little things that Hollywood has to offer. I never knew existed. Like the what do you call it? The actors sit around and read their script and just have them
Yeah.
and perform for everyone. That was awesome. I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. We would do those things. We went to a bunch of events.
Yeah.
We always had a blast.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome. I mean, we did even the Grammy or the Emmys together, which
I
was
mean,
awesome too.
yes, yes, that was
Yeah,
a
that was
fun
wonderful.
time. Yeah.
That was really fun. Yeah,
How long was that? It was a little while ago.
I know. Time just flies,
I
man.
know.
It's great. You know what I wanted to show you before I start this?
Hmm.
Because when I was going to LA, this I think was one of the first things you gave me.
Business card. Yes.
You
Oh
still
my
have
God,
this?
it's worn out. All chewed up on the side.
Look at the back. I'll give you a funny story about this. You gave this to me, and then I was traveling already a little bit, but nothing like what I ended up traveling. So I put this in my wallet, and then when I changed wallets, I said, "Well, I got to put this in my next wallet," and then it became like a good luck charm, I guess you could say. You know what I
And
mean?
you.
Yeah, so I carry it all over the place. I don't even know if these numbers still exist or they don't or whatever.
The same. Nothing changed for that path.
Oh my God. It reminds me of a coaster. I go
I know,
for a
right?
shot glass. I call it a shot glass coaster. Put it back in the wallet.
All right. I'm glad you're saving that. It's
I am
hard.
saving it. And
Like
I'm
you
not.
said, business card is square. It's different.
It
Like
is different.
we want to be different as a fashion people, musician, entertainer. We want to be unique. So I designed that square business card.
Yeah, and the only other person besides you is a very well-known producer out of Georgia I know. He created a square card, but actually they were for coasters.
Yeah.
Like, so
Oh,
you could, yeah, so it was kind of like waterproof. It was really durable. So
that's
he would
cool.
hand them out when people were having drinks and they put their drinks. And then when they,
Brilliant.
yeah, it was really cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was
I
really good.
wanted to do the round one, but that was die cut. At that time, it was a little challenging to make. They only make it on Etsy. It was like, really? But now I think probably will be more. Round will be more of our logo.
Yeah, that would be. I
Yeah.
did a stainless steel card once where I had hundreds of them made and people loved them. They didn't bend or break. And you can use them to shave ice and do all these funny things. You could use it as like all these things. But the thing was, when people were going through metal detectors, they would go off and they had to get rid of them.
Oh my God,
I
no.
never thought of it.
I didn't think of that. I thought it was a brilliant idea.
I know the metal card people went crazy and they were thick. So anyways, and on the back, like I said, it had 10 things you can do with this metal card. It could save your life if you do this. Like stupid
I know,
stuff.
right?
You
Self-defense.
you you could shave the hair on your arms. It had all this corny shit.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm,
We'll drink water together.
mm-hmm. All righty. So I haven't talked to you a while. As much as we used to hang out, I want to get a little.
I
You've
know.
kind of changed directions since me and you
Right.
used to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
You were kind of more or less known, I would say, as a designer. Obviously, you usually had a sidekick with you a lot of times, Laura, who's wonderful,
Well,
and
I
yeah,
love her. I miss her. She's not in LA right now. She moved away.
I know she's in Kansas City or Kansas.
Yeah, she's in Kansas.
Yeah, that's right.
For the time being. And
Yeah,
yeah, we just have to change the direction. Well, we always have the music and fashion together, but with more emphasis on fashion, called International Citizen,
yeah,
based on we travel all the time. Two of us, like, we're best friends. we travel all over the world.
Absolutely.
So then we just developed a concept of within fashion. So we decided to do international citizen, like live, love, and travel without border. That's why ideal what world should be, right? We can just
Yeah.
go anywhere, everywhere we want a peace and love. So the clothing was based on that. It's a, like edgy contemporary men's and women's streetwear.
Yeah.
Based off the military style, remember?
Yeah,
We
I had stuff.
all the Soviet Union hats. And
Hmm.
you did not like that hat.
I did not like the hat, but who cares what I like? I love the jackets.
That
I
was a
had the jacket.
symbolism, like we wear
Yeah.
really for peace, because we have different like patches and calligraphies of different languages from all over the country, different countries. So it can be Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, just different calligraphies on the body. So it was cool to convey a message. So it's a fashion with a purpose.
Yeah. It was brilliant. It was beautiful. I loved your clothes because I like military style looking
Right.
clothes that fit the buttons. You had unique like things all over the place. The sleeves, the bottom, the
A
back.
lot of details. Yeah, with the epaulets, with details of the cuff, and
Yeah.
all are knits, so it's stretchable. So when you travel, you just roll it up. It's not wrinkled. You come up, just like. Actually, the funny story is me and Laura, we travel together. I had one of military woven jacket made. It's like $400 by uh, one of the designer company that I was wearing, and when she was wearing one of our military knit jacket, so I tried to put my suitcase above. I couldn't lift my hand because the woven jacket was so confining. And she comes over, rip it open on the top, and her jacket gets so much more compliment because it's our style, very casual but yet very sassy looking. And the one that woven jacket from another designer was just so confining, so rigid, and it doesn't have the coolness that we have. So yeah, we did have a lot, men's and women's. Everyone want us, to make more. But in the fashion industry, it's such a competition we're facing with the major labels,
Of
major
course.
companies. They gobble up all the markets. It's very hard.
Of course.
Um, yeah.
You worked hard, man. I wore that jacket out, the one I got from you, and then I brought one for my cousin. But remember that coat?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it because my weight fluctuated too. I'd be heavier and then
It's
lighter.
knit. Yeah, it's stretchable.
It was made though for travel for sure, like getting in and on an airplanes, just being warm. But and you
Yeah.
could take it off. It almost was like a blanket, or if you had to go through security, it was very simple to take off, and it was very durable, like you said, and it never wrinkled. It never looked sloppy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have an image to show. Maybe you can insert some if you want.
You're funny. You you know what's interesting? With you and Laura, you were editing videos like beautiful videos before most people were doing them legit, putting them on
Yeah, we're
YouTube.
doing a lot. We look like we're just two woman shows. Started with three people, but one person bailed over at early days. She's more of a business person, but
Hmm.
two of us are mostly artists. So we're
Yeah,
doing our thing. And people always think we have a huge company behind us. Through the marketing, the images, we
sure.
always project the most professional look. And our models are just amazing, beautiful, and
They are.
just to depict what international citizens should be. They have a multinational look. So they always thought it was a big company, but just two of us. We're doing everything ourselves: marketing, photo shoot,
Oh
designing,
yeah.
and we were actually we were gonna do a music reality show as well, with through the channels like a travel channel for
Yeah.
two women with a fashion line that basically really show how the conceptual idea comes around. How do we go to third world country to searching for, not just third world country, U.S. and China, uh, Indonesia, different places to visit a factory looking for production facilities, right?
Hmm.
So it is really the reality of fashion. Most people look at the Project Runway. That's really not the real fashion. That's just a put on the show,
Sure.
show. but really behind the manufacturer, it's so much hard work. It's really,
I grew up in that industry. What my grandfather and my aunts and uncles. It's brutal.
yeah,
It's hard
brutal
work. It's brutal.
dirtiest, most tedious
Oh yeah.
industry in the world. But you only see the top part. It's like, oh, the
Yeah.
glamour when we walk the red carpet, when we really do
A
like
runway show or an event. Right. They don't see all the work. Right.
that's, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But 99% was just hard work.
Yeah.
And it may not pan out because there's so much competition. I can tell you so many stories, and major labels are ripping out other smaller companies.
Oh yeah.
We have the Shanghai Pants drop watch ones. It was way ahead of everyone else, and now it's like everywhere.
Mhm.
Ahead for men's and women's. But the market's really difficult. When we went to like a sales rep, they will always say, well, we can't represent you. We have a conflict through another company, but your line's amazing. So it was definitely challenging to doing the fashion.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I grew up in that industry. It is brutal. One of the hardest businesses in the world
Right.
to really break into. Well, you and Laura were so different but very similar. You guys stood out. Just the way you dressed, but you guys were always just so wonderful as far as just being so polite and friendly and social, I think, is what really set you up.
We're always like, we're both Libras. We look at things like in a very rosy, beautiful way. And we go everywhere. People like us because we just like enjoy life.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We enjoy life so much. We make business as a part of our pleasure.
Yeah.
Like if we travel and we get concept ideas, then and we have so much fun with it.
Yeah, you guys had fun.
And we dressed the part.
Yeah, you lived it. You lived it.
We truly believe the international citizen concept, and we loved it. And that's our true international citizen storyline.
Yeah, and everyone around you loved it. I think we all kind of, even, I wasn't there all the time, but anybody who was around you, we wanted you to succeed.
So much fun.
Yeah, it was just extremely, it was different and fun and unique, and it's LA.
That was the best time, the hardest part and the best time at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I never laughed so much. Yeah, through it all, we argue sometimes, very rarely, because we see eye to eye. We journey the same path. Literally, we see, we journey the same way. We were teaching at Art Institute in Chicago before, teach classes, fashion design. So when I moved to San Diego, I started to teach as an academic director at Art Institute fashion department. So I recruited Laura. So we lived in San Diego.
Yeah, that's when I met you. I met you in San Diego before LA.
We literally journeyed the same path. Then went to San Diego. Then she moved to San Francisco with her boyfriend. Then she moved. We said we're gonna have to be together. We a creative synergy. It's hard to find. So we said let's meet in LA. So we both moved to LA. That was the best time since 2012. We just have a ball, like just having a great time.
It was
we enjoy doing, and we do music. She plays piano, I play violin, and I had a bachelor's degree in music performance, which is violin, and from China, and I have a master's degree in apparel and textiles. She has 2 degrees, fashion design and piano performances. And fine arts, she was lateral. She did double major. I just went above to do the master's. So we have the same music and fashion. We love it all. It's make us more rounded. We just do both things. So we perform as Mozart twins. We dress up like Marie Antoinette because nobody's listening to classical music anymore.
I loved it.
So we play Mozart, Beethoven, anything like Bach, everything, and a contemporary sounds as well. But it's classical in classical emphasis. We're playing for events, weddings, charity events, we call ourselves Mozart twins. So when we dress up,
Yeah.
we're like a Marie Antoinette, like a female version of Mozart.
It was awesome. I love when you two, even say we were at parties, it could be at your house or anywhere, you two would break out and start performing. It was
I would like to do
unbelievable.
that. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like, it could be in the backyard. It could be anywhere. You two would just come together out of nowhere and start performing. It sounded gorgeous. It almost set the whole mood sometimes. It was just really some amazing times.
Yes, we love to entertain, and I still love to entertain, but time's a little different at the moment.
Mm,
We're all going through,
yeah.
transformation. I've went through a path that, as you know, I went through. She went to Mount Shasta to really uplifting our spirituality. Finding a peace because for global traveler, like a world citizens, we have a different view of the world, what we want to see the world to be.
Yeah.
So she's searching for inner peace in Mount Shasta. I stayed in LA, still working on myself. So but I taking on the toe taking on the path of going humanitarian path, as I
Yes.
mentioned. I will taking on the mission of try to save all the Chinese dogs from slaughterhouse, which speak
Yeah.
of this little one I rescued from China.
Wow. He's so cute. Is it he or she? They're so cute.
Her name
He-
is Mozart.
Oh my.
It's a
What the
foster fail.
That's
But
awesome.
she was a little challenging. I mean, she tried to bite me all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
She's getting better. She's learning to trust. But we have saved a lot of dogs, so that lead me into that finding a challenging, finding different way to better the society, better the world.
Absolutely.
So it kind of like I put the fashion on the back burner time being, but I still want to pick up. So I end up going into different route, which is styling. I do style for music videos. I did one with the Collaboration Factory, um, "Don't Let Me Down" uh, by Chainsmokers that actually won award at MTV. I did
Really?
something for that one,
I
and
didn't see.
yeah, one of the big hits last year.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. Then I did for Selena Gomez and Zad. It's like I Want You to Know, but it was a team. I was kind of getting my feet wet with a couple of really top-notch design stylists. So working on that, and I work with Capitol Record, Interscope as a stylist. Working
Sure.
on a project. Now I'm working with. Styling on the social media for coffee beans. So
Yeah.
they have social media outreach. So I do their styling for the much more like a less elaborate, more of everyday American style,
Flair. Yeah,
uh,
Flair style. Yeah, right.
casual look. They don't want outrageous look. So I can metamorph myself into different needs of the clients. So I do
That's
the styling and less of designing in my own line at the moment. But you never know. Things
you
change.
know.
You should
Yeah.
change. You should never stay the same.
Evolve. We're all
Right.
evolving.
And finding new things to do. That's why it keep me young. Always looking for new things. Always finding most exciting things. They say, what did they say? We only have one life to live. If
Yeah.
you live it right, one life's enough. So I want to make the best of it, right?
You make the best of it. There's no question about that.
Yeah,
Me and
I'm
you.
looking for
Yeah.
next best thing to accomplish, to achieve. I'm still continue to fight against dog meat trade in
Of
China
course.
until all the dogs are saved in the world.
Mm.
Fighting for abuse, fighting for a cruelty in the world. For everyone has a fight. People say, "Why don't you fight for children?" Oh yeah, I fight for children, but everyone find a cause. My
Yeah, that
cause
was your thing.
for the voiceless creatures. They're being abused. They're literally so. Can you go? Can you go play without me?
You were always an animal rights activist. You loved all animals. You weren't somebody like a lot of people say they're just dogs or they're just cats or they're just this. You are out for all animals. Right?
I find myself to it would be a hypocrite if I only fight for dog rights, right? Then my friend love cats. So what about the cats?
Yeah.
So cats. And then I progressed after I watched a movie called Unity, and I have to. Sean Monsoon is the director, filmmaker. He made a lot of movies, and one time. Do you know how, like in Hollywood, people's like, let's come to screening. I'm like, okay, let's go to screening. Yay! So I went to one screening, not knowing what it is about. And I'm walking, sit there, and I cried the entire movie. Then from that moment on, suddenly a switch just like turned. I just like, okay, from this moment on, I'm gonna fight for all animal rights, fight for humanity. So that's and slowly I just become a vegan. I just decided I'm not gonna eat animal anymore. And since I become vegan, I find myself to be so much healthier, my mind more clear, and my compassion shoots up because suddenly I don't have animal blood in me. I just find myself to be stronger and happier. Happier at one perspective. The other part, I got sadder because then I see the things I never saw before. Now I see what the world could have been, but not there. Now I just begin, suddenly my vision from looking at just about me, what I want, suddenly expanded. I want the universe to want. I want the universe to see what we could have become. How would it be without no more cruelty, no more suffering in this world? Because we impose suffering to the innocent being. It's a samsara. It comes back tenfold to cause more suffering, and we just all suffer together, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to just more of a vision. And Laura and I, we still journey together, even when we're not together. We're still seeing we all become vegan. Even like Ray, our friend, he's a vegan too. Jody is a vegan. We all just slowly awakened, you know, like awakened to see what could have been, you know, and so much healthier. Oh my God, so much. Now I'm like glowing.
That's all. Are you still in WeHo? Are you still going? Are you still in West Hollywood? Where are you at here?
I'm I'm in the same area.
Okay, nice.
I love this area.
Yeah.
That's the most LA has to offer to me.
Yeah, you fit in there like a glove.
Personality goes in different. Some people love the beach. I love beach too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, something in my throat.
You're hilarious.
Top of your mouth. Yeah, still in the same area.
Yeah, I loved it over there. I loved your place too because you had the extra room, and then for a while it was like you'd have a party, and then everybody would go try clothes on. Remember?
I love. That's my favorite apartment.
Yeah, that was an awesome place. Yeah, but I just loved it, like I said, because who else has a party and we're all hanging out and stuff, and then
a small place. It's just a small place, but we're all together.
But you had the piano in there, and you could, play the violin. It was just nice and quaint. The view, it was nice. Great location.
I moved here. It was my first apartment.
Mm.
I love that place. Sometimes I sit in my apartment. I feel like I was in a different place. I listen to like French music. I thought I was in Paris.
It was awesome. The way you set it up was beautiful.
Visual.
It was beautiful in there.
Yeah. I make the best of everywhere I go. You know, this is what we have to do.
Yeah. So with let's talk about this new band now. You're sending me videos. I love them. You guys look awesome. It sounds awesome. Who's that now? What's that?
Now, you know, I play classical music.
Yeah.
Time. So my band, my friend, well, it wasn't my friend. I got approached by a lead guitarist. He's an amazing guitarist. His name's Marko Yankovic. But he talked me into play rock and roll. Mind I tell you, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even listen to rock and roll that much. Well, you can do it. Because at that moment, I literally at a crossroad. Laura left. I'm not doing music. The fashion was on standstill right now. And I was just looking for a path. And he seemed coming, maybe it's by divine design, said, and you can do it. I was like, I was thinking about trying electric violin, right? I never done electric violin before. But he graduated from one of the top music school in United States, Boston, Berkeley. So he guided me basically through transitioning from classical music to
Rock.
rock and roll violinist. Granted,
Okay.
I'm not as good as some of the rock violinists they just jam,
Yeah.
but I take the classical music into it. So it's kind of good combination using the way I play the classical, but I'm playing electric. I go back and forth for performances reasons. So the band name called the Vaticans. Now I'm doing a pitch here. This is what it says.
Hell yeah.
The Vaticans, but it's like a take on Vaticans. But so the music's all original, composed by Marco, and he started first, and then I just joined him. So we're gonna compose together. The couple new songs we kind of work together. He produces as well. So the band has 4 people. So Sam is a lead guitarist, violin, drummer, and bass guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So we play some beautiful music. It can fit into any of the music.
Sounds great.
Or we can very versatile. You can be very heavy on some of the songs, very melodic on the others.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a journey. It's definitely interesting. And we do everything together, same as me and Laura. I mean, now I'm partnering with Marco, so it's a little different in the music aspect of it.
Of course.
So I do both the visual like marketing materials, you know, and he does music editing, and we will work together, come up with some of the most beautiful concepts for music videos. And we do everything ourselves because we have such a high standard. Things come out, it's always look like a huge budget. Looks like over 100 grand the music video.
It does. They look great.
Yeah, but we just know who we work with, you know, who we want to work with, and we come up with a very beautiful concept, you know. It's all about like you have a vision and achieve that vision. So yeah, definitely, you know, I have all these social medias for Sheena for animals, Sheena herself, and the Vaticans. Then I have international citizen. I'm still like the tentacles going all this direction.
I'm with you.
Like I always feel like, oh, I'm not focused. I feel like all help each other.
We're all like that. Me and you almost have ADD. We need to be doing multiple things. I think when we do one thing, it exhausts us, right?
We need to be stimulated all
Exactly.
the time. Sometimes I feel like the music's calling. Other times like visual arts or fashion.
Exactly.
You know, I understand that I don't want a fashion to be a frivolous aspect of the creativity, because I understand the fashion is the utmost superficial aspect of human needs. So I want to make it fashion to be has a message.
Yeah.
Fashion has a reason. I don't do cruelty, so I don't use any leathers or fur or anything.
Yeah, you're all about love.
About love.
You're about love.
Love.
Nature, love.
No,
Yeah.
Laura is a nature person.
She is more, yeah. But you two are like yin and yang, kind of.
I know, totally. Like, she's like, she grew up in the countryside.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a cosmopolitan city in Shanghai. So, like, you know, and it really balanced. But our love for music and art is the same. And now I have a new partner, Marco Yankovic, that we work on music aspect of it. You know, I'm hoping to start a production because we can do everything. We can literally turn everyone, if anyone need to hire us for music videos or for any commercial, small ones. We're not gonna tackle like large companies. They'll be in business for years. We just help, you know, the artist to achieve their dream. You know, that's what I want to do. This is the teacher aspect of me coming out, because my parents both are architecture professors, so they kind of like there's a part of me always wants to like educate people,
Of
try to,
course.
so that's, I was like, how about like helping other smaller artists artists, individuals or
Yeah.
smaller companies to achieve their like dream, making a commercial, making a music video, say, so this is what I'm looking at and down the road.
Yeah, you love to collaborate too.
I wonder, yeah, just like Laura's still there, but Laura's still finding herself. I really hope Laura will come back. So,
Mhm.
we can still, you can a good partnership is so hard to find,
Yeah.
not easy. And I just love people. I love my partners, they're just
Yeah.
people,
You love collaborating, right? Me and you have that. Like, we like to collaborate with other people. It's not just about doing independent projects.
Yeah,
It's
we
about,
are.
yin and yang kind of. Yeah, you got to love people, but you love doing
You're
artistic
so
things.
good at networking, though. I'm learning so much. I learned so much from you.
What the hell am I doing?
Top of it. You just like introduced me to Gail, remember? I'm
Oh,
still
yeah. She's
like,
wonderful.
she's amazing. And you show me part of Los Angeles. I moved to 2012 to here. You've already visited it, you're tapping into this industry a lot.
Yeah.
That's been back at all. Oh, you're back, you didn't tell me.
No, but you know what? We kind of went through LA together. Even though I was there, I didn't have a kind of a sidekick a lot of times to go do certain
Yeah,
things with,
that's what
right?
much is that Laura's here. We both are single. We have a great time. Now it's like I do have a partner, but he has a girlfriend, so I can't really like just say, hey, let's go journey our creative path. I
Right.
can't. I'm missing that like one-on-one, creative soul to bond with.
Yeah.
So it is very fascinating, but it just everything changes. Nothing changes. So I just have to learn.
Especially in LA.
Oh,
Nothing stays the
you
same.
know what? I love the dynamic atmosphere. I believe,
Yeah.
nothing is be stale, stay the same. How do we progress? I feel like there's so much to. I also in my back burner is the book. You've already wrote the book. I want to write a book because I have such an interesting journey.
You can do it.
I want to be a semi-autobiography about my journey as an immigrant coming to U.S. from China, what I have done, what path I've chosen. I have a lot of juicy stories as well. You just have to read the book to
Yeah.
get the juicy part of it,
Mhm.
but and stories. Also, I was gonna focus on dating aspect of it. Dating in different culture.
Of
Uh,
course.
how different it is, and you're learning faster even each other's culture.
Yeah. I can help you with that book. I told you before. And then I got an amazing editor. She's actually British and she lives in Italy. But I think you two would really hit it off. You just got to, instead of writing, like I told you before, maybe just start kind of talking into like a voice memo,
Yeah.
and then maybe get that going first and then start taking your notes. Because a lot of times things are probably coming in and out of your head. You don't
Right.
want to sit and write it down. But like, even if you took my podcast hypothetically as a guideline and saying, you know what, those 10 minutes I want to write about, or this I want to write about. Because
That's very good because what happened. You wrote a couple chapters, but it's so draining because I literally channel myself into that moment, how I felt at the moment of where I was. It really I need literally living somewhere for 1 month, just like a diving, submerge myself into the past so I can write the whole thing out. You can't go in and out of the storyline, I felt like there's a story I met this guy, I just head over hill.
Yeah.
So I literally bring my memory, the feeling,
Yeah.
it takes so much out of me. I have to sit there, write for literally 4 hours or 6 hours at a time. Then you're in, you're out. It's very difficult. So I find, how do you do that when you emotionally you have to go in and out?
Absolutely. Well, one thing how I was able to write a couple of my books, but I already was writing screenplays, if you remember that. But screenplays are kind of different because you have all these different characters you're writing about. They're
Right,
not about you, right? But
right,
then
right.
when I got exhausted from writing screenplays, so when I wrote my first book, The Model Bible, that was kind of an escape from screenplays. But I realized when I was writing The Model Bible too, screenplays were an escape for The Model Bible. Again, I had both to bounce off of. But
Right.
I wrote a lot of the Model Bible when I was on a plane because I traveled so much and I was by myself. So I
Oh,
said, this is the time I write. I don't care about your emotional state of mind. I don't care that you're tired because I didn't like to watch TV on airplanes because I couldn't hear it very well. So I said, this is the time to write and read. So you don't realize when, it takes a couple years to write a book, but if you write a few pages every time I was flying, right, every 3 or 4 or 4 or 5, you go back, before you know it, you got 150 pages in about a year, right? And
right.
it's kind of unrealistic for a lot of people to force themselves to say, you know what, every night I'm going to write for an hour for the next year. That sounds good, but
Right,
that doesn't work for a lot of people. Maybe if you're a professional writer and you
right.
find the perfect times to write, right?
I know, like people
That's what they do for,
events, like then you can go,
right.
oh, I'm gonna go to the lake house.
Yeah. When I did my second book, I thought that'd take a lot less time. It took me a lot longer. It was a bigger book, but I dove into it and I wanted to get a lot more information. But again, it does, because that was kind of ups and downs I went throughout my life called the wingman, but it was, you
Right,
go through emotional things when you write. It's not like always fun. Like say you shoot a video for your music, that's going to be all uplifting adrenaline. When
yeah,
you're writing, you're thinking about it a lot of times when you're going to bed at night, when you wake up, and then like good, bad, divorce, breakups, it takes a
I know.
toll on you. So,
Yeah, oh, very much too
yeah.
emotional. So we all on the emotional journey. Are we?
Right.
Everything is right. It has to be emotional to connect with people. So that's why you have to pull your emotion out to get other people to echo your emotion. The best, when I was reading the book Gone with the Wind when I was little,
Hmm.
read the book, literally the book just sucked me into it. I feel the character. I
Yeah.
literally feel it. I was like, oh my, I will cry with the person. I want to write like that. It was someone, like, but then I have all these other things I want to do. I also wanted to paint because I studied painting before,
Yeah.
art, fine arts in Pasadena. And that's what I wanted. I want to write a book, just like I still want to do the fashion. So it is kind of like all the tentacles of being a creative person
Absolutely.
and like ADD out. Uh, but my friend said, oh, don't get some Adderall to help yourself. I'm like, dude, I cannot do that. If I do that, I lose all the creative edge.
Yeah. Why suppress that?
I know, yeah. So creative people, it's known to have ADD because I see inspiration everywhere. We want
Yeah.
to do everything, So it is interesting. I mean, I welcome everyone to follow my journey, from as an immigrant to come to US. I did music, fashion, back to music.
Yeah. Learning the language, that wasn't easy on you. All
Oh,
those
yeah,
things.
that was challenging. I remember that days.
I'm sure that's, you know what, too, if you're going to write or whatever you're doing, it's the same way you take an honest approach to everything else. If you took the same honest approach with writing, I think a lot of people when they write, what they do is they fight the fear of exposing how they feel or how they think. So they
Right.
hold back. So you're kind of writing something, not saying it's phony, but a lot of times it's like, oh, I wish I could write this, but then people will know this about me, or I wish I could write this, but then I would,
Fear
right?
of dark.
Yeah, just write it all out. You can eventually go edit it, but at least you get a lot of that shit out because that's kind of what people
Right.
want to hear. They don't want
Right.
to hear all the good or all the bad.
I noticed that people are not always really connected with the good. They want to see you fail and
Absolutely.
back up. And I kind of, because I always look at things differently. So I always like happy. People not always are happy to see me happy. I'm like people. I remember one
Yeah.
of the person I used to be friends with her, and I hired her to teach fashion classes. And
Yeah.
why did she stop talking to me? I'm like, what happened? And then I'd find out I was just too happy for her.
There's jealousy. There's everything.
So happy. Why
Yeah.
is she so happy? So I understand the human mentality. It's like, but it's all about perspective. It's
Yeah,
not like
absolutely.
I'm like always have amazing time, all the time.
Yeah.
You don't see when I was depressed at
Yeah.
times, I feel like things are not going my way. I'm going through a lot of challenges in life, betrayals from so-called friends, things like that. But guess what? I'm not going around, just keep focus on that. I
Yeah.
try not to focus on that. Is that delusional? Maybe it is a little bit, but I choose to focus on something positive.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
It's your choice.
Let's drink another water.
Salute. Yeah. Mm. Now with the Vaticans, I noticed that you're kind of doing kind of what you did with the Mozart twins a little bit, right? Did you incorporate that into it? Was that your idea, obviously, to blend that with the band? Or is that just something?
Both of our ideas.
Okay.
So I will start the performance with a Marie Antoinette look, right? So he also wear 1700s wig.
Right.
Then we start the jam. Our concept really is it's called a classical rock journey. So
Mm.
it incorporates violin. Not all the rock band has a violin in it. So we want to incorporate that aspect to linking, the two genre of music together. Right now it's more heavy on rock, but I would really see the journey to a little more classical rock. So my violin really shine in the rock melody. There's a
Yeah.
melodic part as well. So we were just halfway through. We'll be just like take off our old and come with the new, the rock. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a metamorphosis from the past into the current.
It's a journey.
It
Your
was
band takes you on a journey.
yeah. The catchphrase is really a classical journey, a
Yeah.
classical rock journey. So
Hmm.
it incorporates both. So it's the Vatican's, the classic rock journey.
Wow.
It's still in a slight infancy compared to all other bands. We are like 2 years into it. I joined in it's only a year, but we've accomplished so much within 1 year. But we still have a lot to accomplish.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the journey goes. But people can follow me on Mozart Twins
Yeah.
fan page, the Vatican's fan page, on my Mercy for Animal group page. I have all these pages for geared towards. I have another one called Pure Beauty with Sheena, a
Hmm.
group that I promote merchandise and product that's cruelty free,
Yeah.
to help people uh, uh, bridge into consciousness of buying things that not tested on animals.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so much.
Yeah, and you're also always raising funds or money for animals and for other projects affiliated with that. It's not like you live this.
Yeah, I help
Um,
because I'm from China. So it's almost like people always say, "Oh, Chinese eat dog meat." Or Korea, Indonesia, all the Southeast Asian, they didn't know anything. Just like we eat cows. They just didn't think of anything different, right? But there
mhm.
are people over there awake and thinking dogs, cats are our friends. So they started having shelters and rescue groups. There's one lady in my hometown in Nanjing, China, saved 10,000 dogs. That shelter is massive. I visited that place. I did a music
I
video.
saw that. That is that the video that you have a massive amount of views on YouTube.
Yes. And
That's
everyone was like, who is this? Where is this? It's called Ping An Ah Fu. They are actually, it's a Chinese shelter. It's definitely the fund for any shelter, it's just not enough money to feed the dogs. And in China doesn't have a concept of adopting a dog. That just doesn't exist. They're
oh,
not there. They have no human rights, let alone animal rights, right? So, and
oof.
this lady is amazing. So sometimes I just help, and personally I don't have a shelter. I always had a dream of like I have a sanctuary with all the animals living in Malibu Mountain, and the people can come and visit and
Yeah,
spend time, like
could happen.
stickers come to visit my shelter, and they can spend the night and feed animals and feel how it's connected nature, connected with. That's another one on my list.
Keep adding them.
I want to do it.
Why not?
Yeah, and it will be fascinating. I'm still journey. I will keep on journey and the creative journey and the humanitarian journey until the day God says, "Come on." Then I'll go like, "Okay, check out Earth. I did
Yeah.
all I can in this world in this one lifetime, and it will see where it's gonna get me. You know, I'm like excited to find out tomorrow. What's tomorrow gonna bring? What
Yeah.
next is gonna bring? I want to well progress as a human being. You know, like
Yeah.
same place, doing the same thing for creative people. Very hard to stand still. We need to do things. We need to accomplish things. We're constantly finding new things we want to do to to fuel for our engine, you know, of
Yeah.
accomplishment. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like you suddenly become the famous actor or you wrote a hit song, but the journey itself.
Absolutely. And the
Make
people you meet along the journey.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
it's
I
the
love
people.
that one. You hit the spot. Like,
It's the
yes, I love
people.
people, especially like-minded people. I
Yeah.
have so much in common with them. I can sit there like you. We can talk forever.
Yeah.
Remember, we were talking over the big wine glass in San Diego. Which one? The
Oh
big
yeah.
wine glasses, like this big. I can't
God,
remember what place
what
that was.
that was a beautiful restaurant we went to.
Yeah, it was San Diego, right?
Yeah, but it was like the ocean view. I
Yeah,
I never someone told me about that. Remember
yeah.
meeting you? It was Valentine's Day we ended up meeting there. Like it was like a business like
Yeah,
we just
happy Valentine's Day. It was a while ago. How many years ago?
I don't that was probably 7, 8 years ago.
Oh
But
wow.
you still lived in San Diego.
You were my Valentine.
That was funny. We went there.
I
Oh
know,
my.
and bring us the wine glass. We'd take pictures, like make sure the angle to make sure the wine glass look huge.
Yeah, I remember one thing. I got there before you, and I was
Yeah.
leaning against the wall, just chilling. And it was Valentine's, so all the couples were coming in, and some lady walked up and she goes, "Did your Valentine not show for you or something?" I says, "Who knows?" I said, "I'm here early." I said, "Who knows?" I was kidding around, but and then you showed up, but she thought I got left like standing at the altar or whatever. It was funny.
You feel bad. I'm not on Valentine's Day, you know.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, you were asking me about LA back then too, because I was going to LA, and you're like, "Should I go to LA? Should I?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you'll kick it." You know what I mean? That was kind of. I mean, you were going back and forth.
Home. LA is my home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much
For
love.
you,
Ocean, the beach. Every day, I'm just so thankful that
you
you have
love
the
it.
beach, you have the mountain, have the desert, have
Hmm.
art, entertainment, creative people. You literally, most people here are creative. So,
Yeah,
but this coronavirus thing is just put a damper on creativity at home. I need to feed by talking to other people.
oh
I
yeah,
like people, you know. I need a connection with people. But
yeah.
now I'm not connecting except from a Zoom.
You know what, too, regarding your book, Sheena, if you're going to start that, maybe, again, sometimes if you, because the Corona thing, you may be able to find an hour here or there.
Right.
A lot of times, I don't know how you are, the trick to people writing sometimes is finding the right time of day. Because a lot of times people think if I write at late at night, let's say that worked for me or on a plane, some people are too tired. Some people, when they first wake up, they could throw an hour of writing in. But
Right.
just kind of like, say you're
I
eating
get
dinner.
so much advice from you. I love it. I
Uh, but
love
s- you say you're eating dinner, right? I'm just saying you're eating by yourself sometimes in that hour. You may just sit and eat and write, right?
Yeah.
Just write. No, and the thing is, you don't got to write forever. Just take notes at the beginning. You'll be shocked at what those evolve to. But finding the right time to do certain things is a
Yeah.
big
The
thing.
whole issue that I have is staying home, not being energized. It's the motivation. Sometimes I'm not able to find it when I'm at home doing things. I like sometimes just pack up, go to coffee shop. You
Me
know, like
too. It's
just
our life.
vibe. You know.
Yeah,
But
me and you, we just go for remember cappuccinos, or we'd go to Earth or wherever. We have to also, we need to be stimulated as far as travel go. That's where our energy comes from. I think
right.
sometimes with me and you, when you stick us in one place, it bogs us down. To me, it exhausts us, right?
I know. I just booked booked a flight to I was planning to go to New Orleans to meet with Laura and a couple other great friends, and it got canceled. Of
Yeah.
course, we can't go. And I had a plan to go on a big trip to Australia, to Bali, Morocco in October. That's, it's, I don't know it's going to happen. I
Right.
really feel, I miss New York. I haven't been back to New York for so long. I want to visit New York. All these are just on standstill and try to see what happens, Maybe
Yeah.
it's a good time to travel because it's going to be cheap, I bet. Travel.
Absolutely.
But if you're not afraid of risk, then this is the year to
Yeah.
travel.
Yes.
I don't know yet. It was early. So far, 2020 has not been too rosy with what's going on, but hopefully it's going to turn around.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I have 4% of juice left.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to do follow-ups with you because
All
we
right.
could talk forever. Next
I
time
know.
we'll talk about whatever the hell we got to talk about. You're a blast.
We need
All
to
right, my
break
dear.
line and talk more.
We'll get nuts. I got to come to LA. We'll just hang out all week, whatever the hell, we'll get nuts. I remember I used to just I'd land in an airport and I would just pull up to pick you up and go, where do you want to go? You're like, I want to try this new restaurant. I'd be like, that's where we're going. Let's just go there.
Go to restaurant, even though I'm vegan, you can still go to any restaurant. In LA,
Yeah.
all restaurants offer vegan options. It's amazing. You can't go wrong, Like if you then you can't eat this. I'm like, no, every restaurant has amazing options. I love ambiance. I'm not the kind of girl that
Absolutely.
I just love the feel because it's an all overall experience, right?
Yeah. You were an ambiance girl. You just
Yeah.
love to sit, melt in, check everything out, sip on some wine, relax.
Yeah, totally.
That was you. All right, Mama, you told them where they could find you. Anything else you want to tell them before I wrap up?
Oh, just
What else?
everyone just uplift themselves and think about, try something new in life. Life is too short. Not the things that you think about you wanted to do, never did it. Now with the coronavirus, you go like, I could be gone tomorrow. I'd better do it today. You better do it today because, life is not going to be for you. You never know what it would bring you.
Absolutely.
Try once.
Yes, you are preaching, and I love it.
I just have to tell everyone.
Tell everyone you are preaching and educating everybody.
Yeah, bring everyone the spirit up. We can do it.
Well, if anybody's watching this podcast, they'll see why I loved hanging out with you and why we, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want to hang out with the type of person you are?
Only hang with me.
Sometimes I'd get inappropriate. You'd be like, hey, asshole, shut your mouth. You'd get slapped me right. Hey, you can't talk. I'd be like, oh, yeah. Or if I got nuts and screamed. But that's sometimes you need someone to put you in your place.
Yeah.
Oh, the fun stuff. All right, my dear. I'm going to wrap it up, and we will talk soon. I got to get Laura. Maybe the next one, you and Laura. Maybe we'll do like if you want to do that.
Yeah.
We'll throw her in the mix.
We have such a cool creative dynamic.
Yeah, I'll get the two of you.
Next time we get together, we'll do one. I will see her this year. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got to do it. Yeah, I'll get you two on the same screen instead of doing Zoom two different. Because you two, I want you when you two sit next to each other.
Yeah.
When you two sit next to each other, that's when it riffs funny and
hit each other.
the two amigos. Instead of three. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Love you, Rich.
Love you too, darling.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.